Hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is another little bit of a post-commentary here. To start off, I'm launching a satellite from the civilian space program, which is another one of the packages that comes with the, whatever it's called, the thing that gives the program mission things. I forgot what it's called right now. We're sending up a, a communication satellite. The story behind it is, there's a company that does long line cables basically for the Kerbal system right now, and we're going to kind of fast forward through this launch sequence. So we've had a mission given to us to launch a communication satellite to make things a little easier around the entire world of Kerbal. Unfortunately, the Longline company is suing Kerbal Space Program for basically taking away a lot of jobs from Kerbal's, or Kerman rather. But the board of director of KSC has given me permission to go ahead and take my team and send up this satellite regardless. So we're sending up this communication satellite to help with both civilian, military, and even our own Kerbal Space Program uses. As you can see, I'm putting it into a bit of an orbit here now, or we're suborbital anyway, but I know the results. We get into orbit just fine, as you can see there. Expanding it out. I forgot exactly what orbit I put it at, something like 100 or 225 kilometers. I can't really tell. You might be able to appreciate the fact that I've gone through and done some testing. I've spent about an hour this morning figuring out how I should be rendering Kerbal Space Program so that you can read the text a little better. You might even be able to see the text off on the lower right there and actually be able to read it for once, as well as all the numbers that you couldn't read before. I've put a lot of effort into trying to figure out what settings I should be using. Oddly enough, to improve the render quality, the thing that was most effective was increasing the frame rate. I don't know why that would be. I recorded at 30 frames a second, but I'm going to be rendering this video, I think, at either 50 or 60 frames, which you'd think would be bad, but for some reason it makes the text more clear. I don't understand why, but whatever works to give you guys better quality, I will do. It will increase my render times a little bit, but that'll be fine. And we're fixing our inclination there. We're at 0 now, and our orbit is pretty much close to perfect, and I release the solar panels here in just a moment. So we detach from the rest of the probe, but this I have to manually put out the antennae here, but everything else seems to go off just fine. I got it facing north, as I like to do, so it is now in orbit, perfectly fine, safe, ready to go. And I switch back to the other thing to deorbit it, and this is when I realize I've made a bit of an error. And there is no electricity in this. For some reason, the probe on top drained the thing at the bottom instead of using its own battery, so now this thing is dead, and I did not expect this. I didn't check that. I didn't even think to check it. So we got a bit of space debris now that was completely unintentional. As you can see, I had parachutes on it. I had full intentions of deorbiting it. It had RCS and fuel left to do it, but I used it just didn't have the power. So at some point we're going to have to send something up to collect that or destroy it one day when we get around to doing those things. But I finish the mission up here in just a moment. You'll see I click the finish mission thing, and we get up to something like 20. I will note that I did fix my money issues that I had previously. But now we go into live commentary. Hello everybody, welcome back to Kerbal Space Program with me, Zagrom. Let's see, last time we landed on the moon. We finally accomplished that mission, right? And this time I was going to do both the Sputnik and Mimis, and I don't know why I just said hello everybody, because I just did post commentary for the first part, where I did, let's see, where is it? It should be... Oh look, a train. So enjoy the train while I talk about this for a second. I did this other package which was part of the civilian space program. Yep, thank you Mr. Train, I really appreciate that. Which was a communications satellite. But we're doing... Oh my gosh. I'll edit this out. Right, well, the train's mostly gone by at this point. You probably still hear it a little bit, but it's not tooting its whistle anymore, at least. I will give a post warning that there was some thunder about an hour ago, so you might get a little bit of that as well. So if you hear some thunder, it's not my fault. Right, so we're going to start off with the Sputnik 4, which I've already pre-made a ship again for, so we'll select the mission here, go to the VIB so I can load it up. And load, and I didn't actually call it Sputnik 4, I called it the Polar Cube 1 because it is a satellite meant for polar orbit. Like this. It's a very simple satellite with all the instrumentation it needs. And I think it should get into orbit. Let's see. Yeah. So here it is. Real basic rocket. Let's launch it. So you'll have gotten to see 3 missions at once in one video this time. We're really rocking through it. I think I'm a little antsy just to go ahead and get Kerbals into space. So you might notice I've... oh, let's move this. Yep, we have our mission selected. We're on the right mission, right? Flight mode, good. And there's our orbit information. Right. I'll just put this down here. We'll check that later. I gotta remember to go north-south this time instead of across diagonally. Now, you might notice I've increased some of the user interface size. It doesn't increase the text on stuff like this, but you should at least be able to see this information a little bit better, I believe. I'm still working on resolving issues where my game looks, well, illegible. I don't know exactly why it does that. So anyway, we're going to throttle up, and you might kind of see a bit of editing here, so you don't have to watch the full launch. But here we go. Oh, a little bit of a collision there. That was not intended. But we carry on regardless. Right. Well, we're suborbital now. 126 kilometers, it looks like. How high do we need to be? Let's see, max is 350, min is 300. Right. So we'll be, I'll put us at like 325, give or take. I think it sounds good. I'm going to wait till we're about here, and I'm going to try to put us into a circularized orbit. Oh, we don't have enough fuel for that. Right. So what I'm going to do instead is try to extend our distance as much as possible. And the second stage of this is just RCS. So hopefully that will do it. Let's see, keep this on 80 degrees, give or take. Or 180. And let's just use the rest of this and see what that does. Whoa! Not bad. Okay, now we're out. Right. That's actually perfect. That'll work just fine. I'm confident the RCS will get us the rest of the way. Oh my gosh, I just want to get rid of this. There we go. Right. Now this does have parachutes and junk on it, but I'm not sure that it'll comprehend it at this altitude. So maybe we might be able to come back to it and follow it down. We'll see. This actually has... I'll explain it later. Let's just get this thing in orbit first. Let's check our map here. I think step 1 will just be to get this into a safe orbit, and then we'll worry about height and making it nice and circular. So let's get this. That's fine, whatever. So it's like 135.6 meters a second. What we need. Let's get that into position. Where's our node? Oh, there it is. Wow. All right, approximately there. We'll Actually, that's actually really accurate. Let's fast forward time. I am watching my electrical charge. I've had that... Oh, throttle down. Had that happen to me enough times. Although, we are... our thing is facing the sun, so we're no problem, right? 8 minutes. Estimated burn 2 hours. I think it's saying that just because I don't have an engine on here. We're using RCS. Right. Let's throttle a little more. What is that? Right. Just wonder when that's actually going to hit the atmosphere. Oh, and there's the solar, or not solar, South Pole. Almost said solar cap, which is incorrect. Let's turn our RCS on and see. Ooh. Yeah, that's fine. See what this is doing for us. Yeah, this is going to work just fine. There's our Delta V. Oh, and we are in a proper orbit now. I don't think we're at 70 kilometers yet, but I think it does that once you hit 30. I might be wrong. We'll get this thing up, no problem. Might fast forward this a little bit because we gotta get this to 325. Right, we'll be back. And 325 and 85 meters. That's pretty good. And now we gotta get up here and expand this out by about another 105 meters or something. All right, 105 meters. That's way wrong. 105 kilometers, but that still shouldn't be too hard. See, we've hardly used any of our RCS here. Let's go ahead and press our button. And did I not bind these? I guess not. I bound the instruments, didn't I? Yeah. Yep, I did. Well, I'll just manually do this, no big deal. Boop, and boop, and boop. Got our antennae up and working. Should have some good signal. Let's see. We'll just put a marker here so I know when to do it. When is... I wonder... when that other thing is coming down. Let me do this real quick. We're in a safe orbit and it's going to take it a while. I didn't check how long, but I want to make sure I properly deorbit. It's probably under debris, isn't it? 5. Yeah, I think it's this. Let's fly this. The reason I want to make sure this thing deorbits safely is because it's not necessarily... like, these engines aren't cheap. That's really it. Now, see, the question is whether or not these are considered deployed or not. They don't look like it. But I can't activate them now is the problem. They should have deployed whenever I ejected it, so I guess let's just find out. Got like 15 minutes or something, so let's just time warp this. Oh wait, what? Okay, no, I'm thinking the right thing. Just looking at this. Oh, I think we hit... yeah, it doesn't look like this is deployed. So we're probably just going to watch this thing crash, unfortunately. Which is fine. Yeah, I know. If it is going to deploy, it'll deploy like right about here. Are we crashing into... oh, we might actually crash on the North Pole here. Interesting. Speed this up a little more because I ain't got time for this. I got another ship to fix its orbit of. Yeah, here it goes. definitely deorbiting, and we're definitely going to hit the North Pole here. Wow, look at that thing go. Oh, and the parachutes did in fact deploy. That's great. I don't know why SAS is considered activated. I don't think this thing even has any kind of SES or anything like that. You will notice I put the parachutes on the back end because this stuff up front, if that breaks, I don't care. The engine is the most expensive part on this whole piece. It's like 2,000 or 3,000 Kerbal dollars or whatever they call it. And these are less than 100. So that's the reason I wanted to make sure that this deorbited properly. We'll recover it later. Still has to drop another like 200 meters a second, but it should be able to do that. These little winglets are making it fly a little odd. They keep trying to provide lift, but it's fine. It'll stop whenever the actual parachutes open up. Once it gets below 100 meters and drops like another 4,000 meters or so. But every penny counts. Those little winglets are causing such an issue. It'll be fine though. I'm confident. A little more. Parachutes should open here sometime soon. It looks like we're pretty high up, so it might do it before it says 500 meters up here. Because this looks a little bit like it's... Oh, God, that made me jump. That legitimately scared me. It might have... Okay, I'm not sure. May have done that because I was time warped on ×2, which I didn't think I was. I couldn't tell because my frames per second were there. That's unfortunate, but I'm not going to cry about it. Made me jump though. That explosion startled me. Let's see what happened. Structural failure linkage between fuel tank collided. Alright. Not exactly sure what happened there. The only thing I can think of what happened was because I was accidentally ×2 warp speed that it just ripped it apart, which is unfortunate, but like I said, I'm not going to complain about it. I just wanted to try to get the extra little bit of money back, but it looks like that's not going to happen. Let's go back to the tracking station so we can hop back into our polar cube, which is right here. And conveniently enough, is this... wow, that's really convenient timing. This is about when we need to expand our orbit. I couldn't have worked out any better. Unless we're going... I think we're going the right way. I'll have to check. Let's see. Let's put this thing facing the right way here. Alright, like that. Check our map. Yep, we are in fact going the right direction. That was completely luck that it happened to time out like that. Let's see, 25 seconds. I can work with that. Let's get our other node where I can see it. We will get this about 325 as well. So we'll start pushing this out. 15. Now, the thing is, I don't want to raise this orbit up too much, which means I might have to wait a little bit here. Not that it hugely matters, I just want to stay accurate if I can. I'll probably throttle up once I... right here, maybe? Yeah, this is fine. So it's staying at about 125 point. Oh, I'm back in the positives. Set straight and flatten this out a little bit better. Right, that might help. Okay, that's good. That's fine like that. Right, 300. Just need to get this about 320. Or let's map out and put on our fine adjustments. I'll turn blue. There we go. That way we can have a little bit more control over where I leave the set. Be amazing if I could get it dead on. I doubt I'll do that, but oh god. Stay there. Oh, 325 700, 325 97, right? 98, 325 point. Okay, so that's 30 meters after. Overly accurate. It's pretty close. All right, okay, I'm happy with this. This is 325 kilometers, 101 meters. This is 325 kilometers, 74 meters. So that's pretty flippin' accurate. More accurate than I even need to be. So we got this into an orbit, and we can finish the mission. We're up to 24, 121, wow, I cannot say numbers. 241,000 Kerbal dollars, whatever the heck they're called. They have a name, but I don't remember. And we want to decouple this. Boop. And we will point this thing facing probably... Now, actually, I'm in the thinky mode here. Whenever I make it go on the 90 degree, I usually point it north or south, so it always faces the same direction. So while I'm on this angle, I guess I have to do it on the 90 degree to make it stay in the same direction. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I can turn off the RCS because it doesn't have any. I guess this will point on the 90 degree for its entire life, which should... Looks like it's getting sun, so I guess that'll be fine for sun. And now we just have to deorbit this other thing immediately because it doesn't have any solar panels. Now, this thing is designed to land back on the surface. It has parachutes and the whole 9 yards. This is because it also has expensive equipment on it, being the... what's it called? The previwed. This thing. And also, these aren't really cheap either. They're like 300 something. This is 1 or 2,000. Actually, I think this is like 2,000 something or other. The parachutes aren't expensive, although I guess you're figuring if you didn't make it have to deorbit, then you could have saved a lot of money by not putting this on, or the parachutes, or I'd have to have these, but it's just because I didn't want any space. I want to have as little space debris as I can. I already left a few things in space by mistake, but whenever I can prevent it, I do. Just got to deorbit this thing. We're almost 2.5 kilometers away from the polar cube now. I just got to get this thing below, like maybe 40 at the best, or the least, I mean. But we do have to activate our parachutes before we get there because we're going to run out of battery. Because, like I said, this doesn't even have a battery on it. It doesn't have solar panels of any kind. So it's working just off the internal battery on the probe piece. So we just got to get this low enough that it'll at least deorbit itself. Although, actually, I'm going to see if we can get it. No, we want this to land in water because it doesn't have a way to land itself like rockets or anything, so it'll probably take less damage by going in the water, probably. Oh god. Let's put it actually out a little bit more. Should land somewhere here, I figure, because the planet's... planet should rotate, and it should land somewhere here. This is my guess. Right, so we'll stage... Here, we'll just manually deploy parachute. There we go. Do it on both of them. Just make sure it'll keep saying deploy parachute, I think. Oh no, it's they're deployed. All right, so we'll turn off our RCS and our SAS and let this thing come back down. Alright, we're hitting the atmosphere once again. Wait, where did I figure I was going to land? Oh, I was way off. I wasn't paying attention to which direction I was actually coming. We're going to land on... we're probably going to land on the South Pole, which is not what I wanted. That's what I get for paying essentially zero attention to anything. Because I wanted to land in water, and we're probably... Yeah, we're probably going to land like right over here somewhere. Yeah, I'm going to say... here. This is my guess. Somewhere right there. So we can hope that I get a little closer to water. We'll time warp a little bit here and see if we can get some re-entry effects. If we do, they'll happen somewhere around 30 kilometers, give or take. I wouldn't be surprised. We are coming in about 2.5 kilometers a second right now. There's the land. Here's re-entry. I'll go down to 1 times speed again. Can't have a repeat of what happened a minute ago. Yeah, we're definitely going to land on the land, which, I mean, it should be okay. I think these docking ports are fairly sturdy, and we should only come in at like a couple meters a second anyway, so it should be fine. Wow, it's a lot of fire. And what'd I say? I said like here. I might get a little short from where I said, so I think I said here. Looks like we're going to land like over here. That's fine. That's close enough. Oh, parachutes. Now, realistically, these parachutes would probably disintegrate or something of that nature. Trying to look at this, what looks like a cliff here. Interesting. Haven't seen any kind of structure like that anywhere before. Very jaggedy looking. It's a bit of a shame. Let's time warp a little bit so we can get a little closer faster. Make sure I stop time warping whenever I get a little lower, so we don't have a repeat. Just yell at me. I'll hear you. Don't worry. Oh, stop time warping, you say? Oh, alright. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Although we do still have a little while to fall, so we'll wait. I'll just speed up the video. And floop. There goes the parachutes. Man, it is very, very white around here. Which I guess would make sense. We still have quite a ways to fall, so I will time warp a little more. Just to get this altitude down. Only falling at 3.3 meters a second. Still have another 3.5 meters to fall. So I guess you can do the math if you want. I'm not going to. 300 seconds. It's 60 seconds in a minute. 120 seconds for 2 minutes. That's about as far as I'm going to get. 240 for 4 minutes. So it'd be over 4 minutes. Oh, I guess it'd be... wow. It'd be exactly 5 minutes. Math. So we could have waited 5 minutes, but I time warped until we were about, like 60 meters up. We're going ×1 speed and plunk. Fine. We landed just fine. Not exactly sure how much money we saved by making sure this landed. I guess we can find out right now. Go back to the Space Center here. And we'll just pick it up and find out how much I saved by going through that extra bit of process. Boop. Polar Q, yeah, that's what I want. Recover, yes, 2,892. So I feel that was worth it. I'm happy with that. And we got 3 satellites going on in our orbit now. We have 2 that are like science equipped ones. This one and this one, and 1 communication satellite, which is this one here, which can be used by the public. Very, very poorly. They can only use it for like probably, what's the orbit on this thing? Not really sure. I'd have to actually get in it, I guess. I'm gonna say like 2.5 hours maybe. So they could probably use it for maybe an hour before they had to wait for it to come back around. I'm just doing really, really broad guessing. Right. So let me just well, I gotta wait for this to load. Just wait for it to load. I can use my mission. There we go. The mission control, and let's see. Mission. Oh crap! I always click that. Here, close this. Cancel that. Open browser window. There we go. So we did that. This one. Oh, that means we unlock this one. What is this one? Bring us escape trajectory of the sphere of. Okay, so this is just escaping our local Kerbal influence sphere. But right now we're going to crash on Mimus. What is this one like landing on? Yeah, it's landing on Mimus. So we're going to crash into Mimus. Select this mission. We're going to find out if it's a marshmallow or toothpaste. Let's see. And like the last mission, I have a rocket already designed for this. The injector. That's what I called it. It's right here. Load the injector. It doesn't have to have the actual requirements are literally just crashing on Mimus, but I spared a little bit of extra expense and went all out on my my launcher. So I'll do a quick explanation of how this all works. We have our probes and our things to collect data on impact, which it sends out through these receivers, which actually get sent to this stage that we actually dispose of before we crash. So it'll be several kilometers back. It'll receive the data and send the data back out to hopefully our communication satellite, which will send the information back to Kerbal Space Center. That is the plan. And I'm sticking to it. So this will be disposed. It's kind of an interesting thing, really. This is obviously all going to crash into Mimus. And this will crash, but it will crash some short time afterwards. So we will launch this. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, that's perfectly fine. I understand. It's confusing. I forgot to check how much this ship actually cost. It's like 60, might be 60,000, give or take. Oh no, it's actually only 29,327, and I think we get 8,000. Right. It's a pretty good payout. Alright, so we will press M, so I can go ahead and open this up. Mimus is somewhere. Doesn't really matter. It's over here. We just gotta get into orbit first, which is fine. And like last time, kind of speed up through this process. We will throttle up, SAS on, and launch. Okay, so something is going bizarrely wrong here. Oh, what the heck? Somehow this got out of order. I don't know how that happened. Let's see. Shut down engine. Alright, this mission has gone horribly wrong. I don't know what happened there. What is this? I put the coupler there. I didn't even remember doing that. Huh. Yeah, this is definitely failed. I don't know how this got out of order. I didn't ever change that. It should have all been staged. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. This is there's no way to land this thing. I mean, I've already used up all my fuel. There's no way. We'll see what I can do with this. Most likely nothing, but we'll send this up and see if we can't keep it all from being obliterated on impact. But like I said, I don't know what happened there. Somehow the staging got out of order, even though it really shouldn't have been. I can't. That's fine. Let's get this back in the atmosphere here. Get this kind of in the right general direction. Yeah, this was definitely unplanned. Let's time warp. Get this thing a little lower. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna deorbit, or not really even deorbit, but keep this thing from just exploding on impact. I don't think. Yeah, we're coming in at 1.5 kilometers a second. Let's activate all of our information, so at least we can try to collect a little bit of data out of this. Yikes. Not the best. Let's see, we're down to about 0.5 kilometers. Still aero braking to some degree here. I'm going to wait till we're real low to put this engine up, but I don't have a lot of hope that it's going to keep itself from just crashing into the ocean here. It should probably at some point get close to just dropping straight down, so we'll just go ahead and get it ready for that eventuality. Still coming in at 150 meters a second. We have another 2.5 kilometers to fall. Speed is still dropping. Altitude, of course, is still dropping. And I'm going to throttle up. Ooh. We might be able to salvage something out of this. I don't have a lot of fuel though, so I'm going to have to do this real low. Alright, and... oh... I'm okay with that. That's actually... out... Okay, stop. 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 Okay, that's very, very loud. Let's just scroll out a little bit. We actually recovered something out of that, which is entirely unexpected. I didn't think I'd have the fuel or power to even do that. Right. Did you stop splashing around? Right. I don't know how much we're going to get out of this, but the solar panels, this, the probe piece, and these instruments, and this battery actually isn't all that cheap either. That alone should make a pretty, I'm going to say maybe like a couple thousand at least. Let's go back to the Space Center here. I'm really surprised that I managed to recover any of that. I'm not shocked the engines kind of exploded, but let's see about going and recovering that. Where the heck is it? The injector. There we go. Recover. Yes. 1,583. Not fantastic, but obviously much better than I was expecting. Is there any debris on the ground I can collect? This is from the little clamp things. So let's just recover that. That's another 30 bucks. And there's the second one. Another 29. Let's see, that debris should deorbit eventually. This debris is stuck in space, and so is this debris. And this debris is technically just a landed probe that I never collected. Right. Well, like I said, well, I didn't even say this, I'm saying it now. We were going to go to Minmus, but I think this is a good place to cut off. This video is still probably going to be around 30-ish minutes, maybe a little bit less, or I forgot. It's a post commentary, so it might be longer. I'm going to say 45 minutes is my guess, after editing and clipping and so on. So I think we're going to do the crash into Mimus next time. I think it's pretty good. I'm just happy I was able to land that to some degree. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Next time we will, let me just wait for this to load so I can let my mission plan stuff. Here we go. Next time we will crash on Mimus. That is for sure. If we do a second mission, because that one should be pretty short, let's open the browser window. We could go do this Kerbal where we leave the solar system. I might do both those. Those are pretty easy. I can slime those together. So I think that's what we're going to do. We will start branching off into... let's close this. Branching off into, I think, the civilian space program in the coming episodes, which I'm not exactly sure what all this is. It seems like a lot of satellites going into orbit. These might be some of the ones I do off camera, maybe. This is like a weather satellite. Various satellites is what this seems to be. Communication satellite. And then there's some space station stuff later on. So I might do some of these satellite things and just show you kind of quick clips of it or something. Just before or at the ends of episodes, just to do a little bit of filler stuff. And I might get a little artsy-fartsy on you and do some like... cool cinematic stuff whenever I'm doing this, just at the beginning and ends of stuff. So, like I said, I hope you've... I don't think I've said it yet. Yeah, I did. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I will catch you on the next one.